Yo, what's going on, guys? We're back with another episode in our full BT6 playthrough, and in today's episode, we'll be continuing our Balanced Black Border. So in today's episode, we're moving on to half cash mode, one of the most annoying game modes in Bloons TD6 because you don't have a lot of money to work with. So the first thing we'll do is we'll start off with a dart monkey. We'll actually, we'll start off with a dart monkey. We'll place one dart monkey right here, and then let's go ahead and place a second one over here. Now, we will be selling these dart monkeys in the future, but right now it should be fine. Now, the first thing we want to do in half cash mode is we want to save up to buy our Sauda. And then after we buy our Sauda, I think that's when we're going to get rid of one of our dart monkeys. I'll probably end up selling this one over here. And then we'll get rid of this dart monkey in the future because we're going to need a spot to put a village down. And I think if we put the village over here, it should end up working out quite nicely. So it looks like we almost have enough money for our Sauda. Let's go ahead, we'll sell this dart monkey, and then let's go ahead and buy our Sauda right here. There we go, and because our Sauda starts off at level 3, we shouldn't have any issues with any of these balloons. Now, the next thing I want to do is I'm debating on if I want to go with like one of my classic strategies of going with like the monkey ace. The only problem with going with the monkey ace is that we would have to buy 2 villages. One for the monkey ace, then another one for the tack shooter. And honestly, I don't think it's going to be worth it. Instead, let's go ahead and grab ourselves a tack, and let's go ahead and place the tack in the middle of the map. And then let's go ahead and start upgrading this tack shooter all the way up to a 204. Now, I don't know if we'll be able to afford the 204 in time, but I think we should be able to. And then on top of that, I think with the Alchemist, we're going to be placing like the Alchemist up here in the middle of the map. That way the Alchemist will be able to buff all the towers that we're going to end up buying. Now, usually I end up going for like the monkey ace strategy because the monkey ace strategy is just so good. But unfortunately, it's just way too expensive to try and go for that strategy in half cash mode, especially since we need to buy 2 villages. If we could get away with like only buying 1, then we would obviously buy the monkey ace because it's just like that good. But again, because we can't afford to do so, we'll go ahead and try to get away with just using a tack shooter. And then I think it should be fine as long as we buff up our tack shooter to the extreme. All right, so round 16, let's go ahead and buy the tack sprayer, and then let's go ahead and buy a faster shooting and then even faster shooting after this. And then one thing we really need to be careful of is going to be round 28 because we're going to need to have an Alchemist for round 28. The only question is, are we going to be able to upgrade our Alchemist up to like a Berserker Brew before round 40 or not? If we can, it's awesome. If not, it's not the end of the world. Now, the only reason why I'm going with the tack shooter here is because we're playing on balance, and like we have to use the attack on this map because it has like the most perfect position out of all of the maps in Bloons. Well, other than resort, of course, because I mean, resort's resort, right? So now we need to save up $3,455 for the overdrive. No, we need to buy the Alchemist first. Let's go ahead and buy the Alchemist. We'll place the Alchemist right here. And then we need to place this Alchemist as far down as we can get him. That way, hopefully, we can buff it up with a village and increase its range. But let's go ahead and swap its targeting over to targeting only strong. And then let's go ahead and save up the $3,400 for our overdrive now that we don't need to worry about lead balloons. Now, one round that might give us a little bit of a hard time is round 36 if we can't afford to buy the overdrive before round 36, and that's just because there's a lot of balloons that our Sauda has to deal with, right? But if I'm not mistaken, we shouldn't have an issue buying the overdrive because we always have enough money to buy the monkey ace. On top of that, we always have enough money to buy a acidic mixture dip, as well as we have enough money to buy the lost more darts on the monkey ace as well. So I don't think we'll have an issue buying overdrive. If anything, we should be able to buy acidic mixture dip on our Alchemist as well. And then after we do all of this, we need to go ahead and rush for a village. That way we can give our tack shooter camo detection. But we'll probably end up buying Berserker Brew first. That way our Sauda and our tack have more popping power. I think that's definitely the way to go, right? All right, so round 36, the round that I was a little bit nervous about. Yeah, like I was worried about it, but we ended up beating it with no issues. I was honestly worried because there's a lot of balloons on that round. Round 37, let's go ahead and upgrade our Alchemist up to acidic mixture dip. That way our Tack and our Sauda have more popping power up against Moab balloons. And then let's go ahead and get rid of our dart monkey now. So yeah, all right, cool. So the dart monkey was stealing away the buff from the acidic mixture dip, so I definitely had to get rid of it, right? Then round 39, we can actually afford to buy Berserker Brew. That's so good. And then we just have to deal with the Moab balloon, and there we go. Round 40, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's go ahead and grab a piercing potion now, and then let's go ahead and start going for our village. Now, I would like to grab a stronger stimulant, but camo detection is definitely the priority right now. And then after we get our camo detection, let's go ahead and we'll probably grab ourselves. I think it would be a good idea to go for the recursive cluster a little bit sooner here. So first things first, let's grab a radar scanner. And then after we buy radar scanner, we'll go ahead and grab a jungle drums. And then after we grab a jungle drums, we'll go ahead and upgrade our alchemist up to No, let's grab a recursive cluster first. Man, it's such a hard choice on what I want to do, because like I'm doing a different strategy to what I normally do, because normally it's like I go for the monkey ace. After the monkey ace, I go for the village, then I go for stronger stimulant, then I go for jungle drums, and then I go for recursive cluster, and then I go for Operation Dart Storm. So it's really fun to like switching things up, but I just need to be really careful that I don't make the wrong decision, right? So let's go ahead and we'll grab our recursive cluster. We can't go wrong with the recursive cluster, right? Because if we have the recursive cluster, it's greatly going to increase our popping power, especially on a map like this, where all the balloons group up in the middle of the map. All right, round 49, there's our recursive cluster. And now that we have our recursive cluster, let's go ahead and grab a bigger bombs, and then let's grab a heavy bombs as well. All right, so there's our heavy bombs. Now that we have our heavy bombs, so let's go ahead and upgrade our monkey village up to jungle drums and primary training. So now that we have our recursive cluster, let's go ahead and grab a jungle drums and primary training. Now, I'm not going to grab the stronger stimulant first, but because we have so many towers within the radius of our alchemist, it would be a better investment to grab a jungle drums and primary training, right? So round 53, here's our jungle drums. And then round 54, here's our primary training. Now, I'm debating on whether or not to grab primary mentoring, but I just don't think it would be a really good investment right now. I think we should grab stronger stimulant first. And then after we grab stronger stimulant, I think it would be a good idea to grab like a ring of fire, and then place the ring of fire right here. And then after we buy the ring of fire, then we'll upgrade this monkey village up to primary training. Because I mean, the range really isn't going to make like a massive difference here. Because our recursive cluster can already see like the entire area here, right? So stronger stimulant's definitely going to be the play. And then like I was saying, let's go ahead and grab ourselves a tack. And then with this tack, oh dude, like it's just not as big as I want it to be. Yeah, let's grab the tack. No. Let's place a tack over here. No, down here would be the better spot. Dude, I'm so indecisive. And I wasted quite a bit of money, right? I think this is the better spot just because it's within range of our village. And then let's go ahead and save up for Ring of Fire. I don't think we'll be able to afford our Ring of Fire until round 63, but we should still be in a pretty good position here. All right, so round 63, and there we go. Yeah, the recursive cluster was definitely the play. And then let's go ahead. I think we should be able to afford our Ring of Fire mid round 63. And there we go. There's our Ring of Fire. There's super range. Now let's go ahead and grab a primary mentoring as well. And then we're going to need a little bit more Moab damage too. Because we have all of these towers, but we really don't have a lot of Moab damage, right? So one idea is to grab ourselves like a couple of Moab maulers and position the Moab maulers around the map and just have them targeting only strong. And then the second idea is to grab an Operation Darkstorm that has global range. I think it would be a better idea to grab a multiple Moab maulers around the map, so I think that's what I'll end up doing. After we grab our primary mentoring, of course. Actually, you know what would be another good idea? We could grab ourselves like, oh wait, no, the village isn't within range of this pool down here. I was almost like, you know what, we could grab ourselves a monkey sub, right? But no, I think the Moab maulers would definitely be the better play. And then I think with the ZOMG, it's going to come up top here. So let's place our first Moab Mauler over here. Right here should work out quite nicely. And then with the Moab Mauler, let's go ahead and pop its targeting over to targeting only strong. And then we should get our first Moab Mauler here in just a second. All right, so round 70, here's our first Moab Mauler. And then let's go ahead and upgrade this Moab Mauler to bigger bombs. Then we'll grab heavy bombs as well. So one Moab Mauler really isn't going to make like a massive difference. But once we grab like a couple of them, that's when we should notice a little bit of a difference, right? So like I was saying, I think on this map, the ZMG will come from the right side. It'll come all the way up here to the top. So our next Moab Mauler should be right here. If the ZMG doesn't go way up here, then at the very least it should barely reach it, right? And then if all else fails, we do have a Sauda's level 10 as well as your level 3 too. All right, so for our second bomb shooter, let's go ahead and swap its targeting over to targeting only strong or targeting only, yeah. And now let's go ahead and grab our second Moab Mauler, and then we'll be upgrading it up to bigger bombs and heavy bombs as well. Now this is like the reason why I was a little bit hesitant about upgrading this Alchemist up to a stronger stimulant, because I knew we would have a lot of towers within its range. So like not every tower that we want buffed by the Alchemist is getting buffed by the Alchemist, right? So round 77, let's go ahead and start going for our third Moab Mauler. And then we'll position our third one right here. And of course, we want to make sure that we swap its targeting over to targeting only strong. Now 77, here is another Moab Mauler, and then we need to upgrade it up to bigger bombs and heavy bombs as well. And there we go. Perfect. So let's see here. Where can we put another bomb shooter to where it's going to be able to hit the middle here? I think we'll be able to buy one more Moab Mauler. If we can't, it's not the end of the world. It's just like finding the, oh yeah, this is like the perfect spot right here. So any like Moab Bloons that like could cross this circle here would end up being hit by these bombs here. All right, so here is our fourth Moab Mauler, and here's our heavy bombs. So I already know that we're not going to be able to buy any more Moab Maulers, and even if we could afford to buy like one more, we don't have the space for it, right? So hopefully the 4 Moab Maulers is going to be enough to take down the ZMG on round 80. All right, round 80, here's our ZMG. So let's make sure that the ZMG takes the path that I want to take. And yeah, dudes, the ZMG is going up top here, so it's going to get absolutely shredded by these Moab Maulers. And then once it gets within range of this Tack here, there we go. Let's go and activate Sauda's level 10, and we didn't even have to activate the level 10. There we go, dudes. So we have officially beaten half cash mode on Balanced. But anyways, dudes, that's gonna do it for the video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you guys hit that like button. Also, if you guys are new around here, don't forget to subscribe as well, because I do upload quite a bit of Bloons TD6 content. But anyways, dudes, again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.